Welcome to the Kerri Lane Show. I'm Kerri Lane. A bombshell moment. Democrats take another hit, and even CNN is forced to call them out. Then big wins from the Trump cabinet while critics keep talking. I'm going to show you what the administration is currently focused on. And later, Trump's 100-day rally in Michigan brought the House down. I'm going to show you the wildest, funniest, and most talked about moments. But first, President Trump just sat down with ABC for what might be his most explosive interview since winning re-election. It was tense, unfiltered, and pure Trump, especially when the topics turned to tariffs and the economy. Watch this.
But it's the tariffs, right? We still have 145% tariffs on China. Your Treasury Secretary said we basically have an embargo on China.
Look, you're trying to say something's going to happen.
No. Okay, well,
nothing's going to happen.
You know business. I
Kerri,
want to ask you.
I do know business.
Yes, so 145% tariffs on China, and that is
That's good.
basically
That's
an
good.
embargo.
They deserve it.
It'll raise prices on
They
everything
deserve
from
it.
electronics to clothing to building houses.
You don't know that. You don't know whether or not China's going to
That's
eat it.
mathematics.
China probably will eat those tariffs, but at 145, they basically can't do much business with the United States. And they were making from us $1 trillion a year. They were ripping us off like nobody's ever ripped us off.
This is classic Trump, unapologetic and laser-focused. He pushed back hard on the claims that tariffs will hurt American consumers because he's betting on strength, not surrender. All right, let's talk about the other firestorm from the ABC interview, the president's response to the leaked Signal chat involving Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Trump did say he had a talk with Hegseth and others, but he's choosing to keep that conversation private. However, he did say he thinks Hegseth is smart, talented, and will be a very good defense secretary. All seemed to be going well until he was asked if he had 100% confidence in Hegseth.
You have 100% confidence in
I
Pete
don't have
Hegseth.
100% confidence in anything. Okay? Anything. Do I have 100%? It's a stupid question. Look,
It's a pretty important
I
position.
have, no. You don't have 100%. Only a liar would say I have 100% confidence. I don't have 100% confidence that we're going to finish this interview.
We will.
And there he is. The Trump that built a movement, right? He's direct, sharp, and he is not going to play political games. Over on CNN, though, the Democrats, they're playing nothing but games. Democratic Rep. Pramila Jayapal just admitted that compromise with Republicans on this new spending bill is off the table.
No, I don't think that you can start to try to have a compromise on a bill that destroys the economy for the American people, that cuts Social Security and Medicare, which Elon Musk called the great big ones that we have to eliminate. This is not a bill that is in any way going to help the American people.
So let me ask you, how many more times can Democrats recycle this lie before even their own base stops buying it? The GOP has repeatedly said that they won't touch Social Security or Medicare, and even President Trump has vowed to protect it. And in a rare moment of honesty, get ready for this, CNN actually fact-checked her. Take a look at this.
I think you can expect a wholesale opposition to cutting Medicaid, Social Security, Medicare, the Department of Education, everything that they are doing.
Just to be precise, Congresswoman, I believe that in that soundbite, Elon Musk was talking about fraud in those entitlement programs being the big ones that they have to tackle.
No, that's not.
That's what he said in that soundbite. We can go back and find it, and we'll exchange emails, and you'll see that what he was talking about specifically in that soundbite that I believe you're referring to is fraud. And President Trump has said that he will not sign anything that cuts Medicaid.
While Americans are demanding bipartisan solutions to real issues like inflation, border security, and crime, Democrats are grandstanding on Capitol Hill stairs with a meaningless sit-in instead of passing meaningful legislation. Instead of collaborating with Republicans, they're flying to El Salvador on the taxpayers' dime, pouring their energy into defending an illegal gang member. And they're fear-mongering with false claims about Social Security and Medicare cuts. President Trump didn't let the moment pass. He seized it. He highlighted the chaos within the Democratic Party and, yes, added his signature touch of humor. Watch this.
If the Democrats prevail on this bill, you get a 58% tax increase. Would you like that? These are the Democrats. But I've never seen all the years they campaign, we will raise your taxes. I say, this country has gone crazy. And today they did it again. Some guy that I'd never heard of. John James, is he a congressman, this guy? He said, Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to start the impeachment of Donald Trump. What the hell did I do? Here we go again. They want to impeach me. This lunatic. This lunatic, he was up. Actually, I had the television way down, and I said to our great First Lady, listen, did I just hear I was being impeached again? We're getting good at this, though. No, they've gone totally crazy. These people, and you know what? They've totally lost their confidence, too. They can't even tell a lunatic like this dumb guy that said it. And then you have the other one that's always with the cane. He's always impeaching. He raises his cane. He always impeaches. But they have no control over those people. They have no control, and the reason is they've lost their confidence.
Let's be real. Americans are tired of political tantrums. We don't elect leaders to whine, we elect them to work. And right now, the only side delivering results is the Trump team.
Since you've been in office, President, along with DOJ agencies, seized 14,500 guns off the streets. Why aren't people reporting that? 651,000 rounds of ammo. That's up 151% from 2024. That's keeping America safe. Whether you're burning Teslas, we've arrested 9 people so far in 7 jurisdictions, no negotiations, 20 years in prison, or you're burning down the governor's mansion in Pennsylvania. We will be there to protect you.
These aren't just talking points. Those are measurable results. The administration is delivering on its promise of law and order. And when it comes to the border, the progress is staggering.
The number of illegal border crossers released into the United States is down, listen to this please, 99.999%. Think of that, 99.999. 3 people got in. 3.
And it's worth noting those 3 were allowed into our country for medical reasons, which was a humanitarian exception that Trump personally supported. When you look at the deportation numbers, the Biden administration distorted the facts, which allowed the media to latch onto a narrative that claims Biden had higher deportation numbers than Trump. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem called out the media this morning.
The one thing that I want to point out is the fake news has been saying that Biden deported more people than you. And it's an absolute lie. And they're letting the Biden administration get away with manipulating and cooking the books. What they're counting for the Biden administration is every single person that came to that border that they processed and let into this country. They're allowing Biden to say that was a deportation, just by processing somebody and letting them come into the country. It's absolutely false. It's not true at all. You have deported over 250 known terrorists. You've deported thousands of foreign terrorist organization members and gang members, hundreds of thousands of people that were in this country illegally. We've collected $30 billion worth of tariffs through CBP, and we've also collected millions and millions, hundreds of millions of fines and penalties from people that have overstayed here in this country.
Mexico's president told Kristi Noem that they've actually turned away 500,000 people before they even got to our border. Think of that. Mexico is willing to help. We just needed a president who could apply pressure and demand action. Again, not a single act of Congress to close the border, despite Biden telling us he couldn't secure it without their help. Meantime, here's a lighter moment that took place in today's cabinet meeting surrounding Elon Musk.
Well, Mr. President, they say I wear a lot of hats. It's true. Even my hat has a hat. The American people voted for secure borders, safe cities, and sensible spending. And that's what they've gotten. A tremendous amount has been accomplished in the first 100 days. As everyone has said, it's more than has been accomplished in any administration before, ever, period. This portends very well for what will happen for the rest of the administration. I think this could be the greatest administration since the founding of the country.
Vast majority of people in this country really respect and appreciate you, and this whole room can say that very strongly. You've really been a tremendous help. You opened up a lot of eyes as to what could be done, and we just want to thank you very much, and You know, you're invited to stay as long as you want. At some point, I guess he wants to get back home to his cars and his.
At Trump's 100-day rally in Michigan, he delivered both humor and hard truths.
He had one ability I didn't have. He goes to the beach, right? And he could fall asleep on a cottage, drooling out of the side of his mouth, and he'd be sleeping within minutes. I'd be tossing and turning and scheming and thinking and saying, how am I going to beat China? How am I going to stop the war with Russia and Ukraine? What's the problem over there? What's the problem? Is that a radical left lunatic? He's just a child. All right, get him out. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ma'am. I thought it was a guy. Thank you. And she now has to go home to a mother who's a big Trump fan. Her mother's watching. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said he, and it's a she. I'm sorry.
Love him or hate him, this is why Trump's base is fiercely loyal. He's sharp, he's fearless, not afraid to say the quiet part out loud, and will fight till the end for the American people. The Democrats, on the other hand, they just seem to want to fight for people that aren't even U.S. citizens. And speaking of that, let's talk about Judge Hannah Dugan in Wisconsin. She is now facing 2 federal charges after she allegedly helped an illegal immigrant sneak out a jury door to avoid ICE agents. The Wisconsin Supreme Court suspended her immediately to maintain public confidence in their judicial system. The charges? Obstructing a proceeding and concealing a fugitive. We will continue to follow that. That does it for me today, but don't miss my next video where Border Czar Tom Homan rips into the media for covering up the damage that Biden's border policies have done to our most vulnerable, like women and children. Plus, a bombshell report on how far Biden allegedly went to buy votes and why your tax dollars are now paying the price. Check it out. Go ahead and click on it now and have a great rest of your day.